Hello everybody. We're still talking about the calculator in Aspen Plus, and we saw last video how we can use or what's the function of the calculator and how we can use it, and we saw the example of changing the or calculating the solvent flow rate based on the feed flow rate. And this is what we did, that we defined the variables and we calculated put the equation and chose the sequence, and that's all. But there is an option here that we didn't talk about, which is the calculation method. We directly went to Fortran without trying to or without checking the other option, which is Excel. So this is a very nice option in Aspen Plus actually, because the way we write the equations is using the Fortran code, which is a computer programming code or language. And because our problem was very simple, so we didn't face any problems with writing the code in Fortran. However, if we have like more complex equations or we have difficult problems that we want to solve, it might be very challenging, especially for those who do not have very good idea about the way we use the Fortran code. So there is another option here, which is using Excel, which is a spreadsheet way or method of doing the calculations, and this is a very well-known software. So it's way easier to use Excel than use Fortran for those who do not have a very good background about Fortran, and I assume this is very like big amount of people. When you click on Excel, you see that you don't have any option to pick anything. There are no buttons. There is nothing, and we can choose to open the Excel file. And once you click on this file or to double click here, it's gonna open a blank Excel file. And here comes the main question that I personally was asking myself before learning how to do this, is how I can tell the software that these two variables that I defined here will be corresponding to whatever cells that I have here. This is the point that was kind of making me not very comfortable going for Excel. However, it's pretty easy, and the way we can do this is by going through the add-ins ribbon here. It's gonna be automatically added to Excel once you click on the open Excel spreadsheet here. And let's just put the names that we of the parameters that we are going to use, just to make it easier for us to distinguish between each other. So the first is the gas flow rate, and this is the solvent flow rate, and I have the ratio between them, which is, let's say, 1.2, and I want the value that I have or that will be here to be corresponding to the gas flow rate, and this corresponds to the solvent flow rate. So the way we can define this is very simple. You have here this drop-down list. It displays all the parameters that we have. So I have the water flow rate and the gas flow rate. If I pick it here, it's gonna be gas flow rate. If I pick it here, it's gonna be water flow rate, and that's all. So the software already understood that this is the stream variable, which is the solvent to absorber mole flow rate in kilomoles per hour, and the same here. And if you notice that this has a blue border, and this has kind of greenish border, and this is blue because it's exported value, and this is imported value, so this is in green. So what I'm gonna do is not to write equations here, because these are the imported values, so I don't need to write anything here, and all what I need to do is to write the equation that I want to be calculated in the cells that has the blue border, which are the export cells. So what I want to do is to put this as the gas flow rate multiplied by 1.2, and this is all what I need to do. So I'm now done. You shouldn't be worried that the numbers do not reflect here directly or do not appear here directly, because it's gonna be updated once the file is run. But for now, it's all what we need to do. One nice thing here as well is that you can edit the inputs or the variables that you have. So if you click on the define button here, it's gonna open a window which is pretty much similar to the this window here, which is the category, which is the name of the cell, which is the variable name, the references, and the information flow, either exporting or importing. And you see here now it's updated, and all what we need to do is to click run. And it should do exactly the same calculations that were done in last time when we used the Fortran code, and you see it's updated here as well as it's updated here. So it's pretty nice. And this is one other nice thing about it, about using Excel, which is that it updates, or it displays the output in the same place where you put the input. So you can, and this was not an option when we used Fortran. When you use Excel, you can see the final numbers without the need of going to Fortran or checking the stream outputs or the stream results, so that you can check the numbers that were produced. So this is all for this video. In the next video, we will talk one more time about the calculate option in Aspen Plus, and we will see one more thing which is kind of tricky, and I think it might be useful for many users. So I'll see you then, inshallah. Goodbye.